What is up, guys? Verse here, man. We're back with another video, another review for God of High School. It's the second episode, so our second review of this series. And welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome back. If you've been here before, we're gonna jump straight into the review. But if you didn't know, we're just review the episode, talk about the highlights, low points, kind of highlight some details you may miss here and there, and give you a little bit of maybe predictions. Also, I have read the webtoon a while back. It's been some years, so it's not all there. And actually, this episode was a little bit different from the webtoon, if as far as I can remember, anyway. So that's good. I believe so. So we should be straight there. But yeah, we're jumping to it. So the episode actually kind of started off in more of a flashback type. No, no. Yeah, it was a flashback, but it was very minor. But first, we'll talk about they kind of recap what happened on the island there, and the government was actually involved in trying to figure out what happened. I think someone made a joke like, "Is King Kong or something like that?" Here, and I thought that was pretty kind of funny. But yeah, they were trying to figure out what happened there, and then one of the one of the judges showed up, and just kind of we didn't really cut a scene there, but yeah, showed up, and which was I believe the same guy responsible for the hand in the sky. But yeah, I could be wrong about that. But anyways, yeah, he is actually pretty important to the story. But yeah, they'll talk about it more later in the series. I won't get into it now, but yeah, one of the judges showed up. So back to the what tournament. Well, we didn't really get to the tournament, so after that scene, they went to Jin and Han were and they just kind of still going on their little relationship. So there's like a little bond there between those three. If you have yet to notice, but yeah, it was kind of a day one episode type deal that they point out. But those three are kind of the main three in a sense, for the moment. And then yeah, pretty much yeah, they lost the sword and went to find. It was just a bonding experience there. Nothing really relevant too much, but just a bonding experience. And we kind of get a little more background on Mira. So that was kind of also what we really was for. But yeah, her obviously parents um own a sword dojo, and she's supposed to kind of she wants to like keep the family name going on and keep the dojo alive is for her goal is mainly winning the tournament. And obviously we saw Hans main real objective is money for medical expenses, I believe. And Jin just wants to fight. That's literally his whole purpose in this story, and that's all he wants to do is fight. So yeah, and that's just his reasoning now. Is kind of is a little bit more to it, but yeah, that's his really ultimate goal is to fight strong people. But yeah, moving forward though, getting back into the tournament. So um, they pretty much well they had a little okay. So let's talk about the flashback really fast. So the initial there was the initial battle royale style was really to eliminate quite a few people. I believe if you just were pretty much conscious after the fight, I mean, like after a certain number of people, you were pretty much moved on to this next tournament, which is a one-on-one elimination style deal. And yeah, so in that was pretty much it. But they had a flashback about that, and like I said, keep note of the wristband they have and the nano tech that's in them. It's those may be important later. I'm not 100% sure on that, but those may be important later. But also, it shows the power level, it shows the age, it shows a lot of information. Obviously, if you saw the early one, it shows height, like all type of heart rate, all of that good stuff. So it's really effective technology, and I think later on those will play a part. I'm not sure though. Don't take my word on it. Just a little prediction there, but yeah, keep note of that. Just how cool that it is. It look cool too, by the way, and it heals all injuries too as well, almost immediately. So you don't. I don't think these fighters even have to worry about dying. So that kind of puts us at ease a little bit there too. How brutal most of these people are gonna get beat up. But yeah. Um, so yeah, going back to the tournament. So I think that was it, right? Let me think really fast. I don't think there was anything else that happened besides those two events, and then a tournament happened. Okay, so yeah, back to the tournament. Like I said, last episode I even mentioned this, but the guy with the bat, I forget their name. It's in the video. The guy with the bat, the wrestler girl, and Kane, which is the martial artist. Those three are, like I said, I'll say the last episode are like relevant characters right now in the story. So those guys are ones to keep an eye out for. And those, like out of everyone else, like right, this is I believe there was like still like 20 plus people in the tournament, and like only people that matter right now is guy with the bat, wrestler girl, Kane, martial artist, Jin, obviously, and Mira, Amira, or I'll just say you and Han. Those like six are like the main important ones. Oh, also Go, which is the guy with the straps. Go and he, with the kicking style, he had the stray jacket on earlier in the series, but it's off now if you watch the episode. Um, and yeah, basically it was just getting popping, and uh, the tournament started. They just went. Yeah, obviously the main six just went through the other. Everyone else right currently in the tournament is fodder. Right. If you didn't know too, they mentioned this in this episode as well. This is a preliminary tournament, and then you move on to the national God of High School tournament. So right now, this isn't like the big one yet. This is like the preliminaries, which is still relevant fighters in here. I can't remember though. It's only one gets to move up. I'm pretty sure. So that is the one thing. I think only one person gets to um move up in the tournament. Yeah. So uh if that doesn't really explain anything, that just goes to show you though eventually that Jin, you or Han are all gonna have to fight one another at one point, right? So everyone can't just keep winning. There's a fight coming between them soon, and that is I think where I like last off my memory last ended with the webtoon, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. Might could be potential spoiler, but just know if you can do the math, they're eventually gonna have to fight. If only there's only one winner, and so yeah. So, before the match started, Go was kind of antagonizing Jin for, I guess, his shenanigans last earlier in the tournament, and and then um, Kane got in the way. Kane, was like, stop messing with him or whatever. Then he like, Go tried to kick Kane, and Jin saved him basically because his face would have probably came off if he got hit by that kick. But anyway, so yeah, that was the setup there. Everyone won their matches except there was a match, the final match, which we saw was Kane versus Go, right? So that's kind of almost why they had that little altercation earlier. Just a little foreshadowing, right? So Kane's one of the guys. He's like one of the guys we root for, right? Because he's a pure martial artist. He has no real bad intentions. Go also is a relevant character. He seems like a bad guy now, but I don't think just a prediction of mine. I don't think stays bad, if that makes sense. 'Cause obviously, if you look at his backstory and things like that, he doesn't seem to be just a malicious on purpose, but more so just had a rough backstory. So right now, it just seems kind of bad, but that could change. But that's just my opinion. That's not a spoiler or anything. Just my own prediction there. But yeah, so Kane and go with going at it. Go Kane no Kane was actually pretty much whooping his butt the first um like 10 seconds of the fight until Go took out one of his arms, and it just immediately having one arm, immediately just one arm was all it took for him to basically be at an advantage in that fight, and that's kind of just to go how ridiculously strong he is. But yeah, as well as yeah, Kane's pretty strong too. But as the grand scheme of these fighters, you would have wished a guy like him could have kept going a little longer. But either way, even if he did lose here, he wouldn't last too much longer anyway. In that aspect of it. So this is how the tournament. Well, like I said, can't remember exactly what happens next with Jin and Go, but this is how the tournament will go in a sense, right? Just looking at the bracket. So, um, Jin and Go were supposed to fight before the finals, and Um, who else? You, Han, Wrestler Girl, and Bat Guy. Those four were supposed to fight before the finals as well. So we'll still get to those, and that's just there. If I mean that's not a spoiler. If you looked at the bracket, you would know. But those four on that side are eventually gonna fight. So if Han and you win their fights, they will eventually fight each other before the finals. And yeah, so yeah, I think I know who wins that fight. But anyways, yeah, pretty much like this anime has just been so great with the action. Animation is just wonderful. The fight scenes are top notch. Yeah, and it's starting to look a little bit different in webtoon. It's not scene for scene anymore. Like the first episode was pretty much like cut straight out of the webtoon, just animated style. I'm pretty sure everything happened in that first scene would happen, in a webtoon. And yeah, so nothing, too crazy here. They're adding a few more stuff, obviously, because if they didn't, then we would dang near be like at chapter 20 right now, like the webtoon. So they add a little more extra stuff in there to make it more interesting to the story as well. So not everything is straight out the webtoon, which is good. It keeps everyone on their toes, even the readers and things like that. And tournament wise, oh yeah, back to tournament though. Go end up, putting a beat down on Kane. Jin came to rescue him basically. More kind of character, just shows his character a little bit more. Like I said, Jin's just a super nice guy, and pretty much took on Kane. Kane had both hands. All right, so this is actually super important here. Kane, if you thought not Kane, I'm sorry, Kane was knocked out pretty much, but they had to roll him out on the stretcher. Broke I think both his arms, which is insane. But yeah, go back to go on. He had notice two things. He had weighted pants on, and he had a straight jacket on. And initially, he was just murking guys in that first the first day of the tournament, right? So this time in this day of the tournament, uh, Kane was had to actually Kane made him actually take one arm out. I don't think he needed the second arm on Kane, but even with both arms, without his weight pants on, Jin pretty much took this guy out in I want to say one move, if not just like 3 seconds or so. So just kind of a quick, just I never liked how fast they show Jin's power, but Jin's obviously one of the he's on the side of main characters. He's on the OP side, like most characters like Midoriya from My Hero Academia start out with pretty much nothing and then get stronger throughout the series. Jin's almost the opposite. He gets stronger obviously, but he starts out pretty much overpowered compared to most other people. So it's one of those type deals. In the series, which makes it interesting because it's not you don't get that a lot. So long as it's nothing wrong with that, as long as it's done right, if that makes sense. Like pretty much you can be overpowered main character as long as it's done right, and like One Punch Man, right? It's still it's not boring to watch him beat every character. It's still entertaining because there's other characters involved, and he's more so like the godly hero figure that comes in to save everyone up, right? So that's kind of currently what Jin is. Jin is like your Samada right now. So so far in the first two episodes, but yeah, Jin, like I said, is really one of the top fighters here in this tournament currently right now. Um, and we gotta see what happens. I'm not like I said, and obviously it would be spoiling away, but I don't know what happens to Jin. Like I said, the judges took him away, and pretty much after that, he was um get I mean, and then Go was also like knocked out. So I don't know if their fight will still happen, which would be pointless at this point. If Jin can knock him out there, then obviously he can knock him out again. So it's just I doubt that Go will continue. Just a prediction there that they would just kind of eliminate him and maybe Kane, or maybe Jin will end up fighting Kane, or I don't know how that all happens. But yeah, we'll find out next episode. But so far, and also they tried to be slick here, Crunchyroll, and they put their little name on the ring. They tried to be slick there, Crunchyroll and Webtoons put their little a thing on around the ring. I thought that was so funny. I thought that was a little nice little touch there, but yeah, they thought they were slick with it, but nah. But yeah, yeah. Was there anything else that was really significant there? Yeah, tournament, like I said, top notch, like art though, style. Really outdid themselves with this animation this time. Um, and yeah, as far as events, I think we covered everything. And predictions. Is there any more predictions I have for us? Uh, yeah, I like I said, I think Jin's gonna end up in the finals. That's just one of mine. And we just gotta see who else is gonna end up in the finals with him, and and then he'll probably move on to nationals after that. Is just how I predicted. This is a prediction, not to say that's gonna happen. Because like I said, it's different from the webtoons somewhat. And yeah, we gotta see what happens there with him. And is there anything else here? Oh yeah, also the judges selected the fighters, if I could talk properly, golly. But yeah, if you didn't notice that, which they all had kind of flashbacks to it, the judges selected these fighters to be in this tournament. So like I said, I think I said this last episode too, these fighters aren't just random. They were actually selected by the judges, so let's keep that in mind there too. Also, I think this series does a really great job at kind of, it lets you know who are the main characters pretty easily. It's not like a hard guess. Obviously, judges are like the strongest people in the tournament right now, and then you have like anyone that gets basically screen time, and anybody they show want to fight basically is a relevant character for the story now, right? Just to give you build up, right? So that when they actually fight another strong character, there's a sense of build up. So just like when Kane and Go went, like Kane was basically, they showed him to be pretty strong. Like they like before the fight even started, they showed him meditating, and they just kind of showed how well rounded he was as a fighter. And basically we had basically seen what Go could do last episodes, so we knew it was quite a build up when them two had to fight. So it was, we already knew, and it just builds more suspense and excitement to the fights when you do it that way. And that's why these other people are basically relevant. Like they're not relevant at all in terms of story, but in terms of their fights, is relevant because they're a tough fight. They're a pretty tough fighter compared to the fodder characters that we see. Like everyone who won their match today went against a fodder character, and then next episode we pretty much should get the winners against each other. So that should build up a little bit more excitement, a little bit longer matches, things like that. So yeah, just build some more attention. But anyways, I think that's it for this review. I can't think of anything else. So if you guys enjoy, please like, subscribe to the channel, man. We do this every new episode. We do other animes too, like a Hero no Sora, things like that. So go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. We're out. We're Diversity.